Hey guys, here we go into a video on a viewer submitted question from Daniel Webster. So the question was, today using my probes with the lead hand and defensive layers, I was able to win almost every match in sparring today. However, I found that one person in particular, when I probe, they like to control the distance with their long guard. How should I react to such a move? I guess the answer is patience. Is a patience thing, because I was eventually able to beat him with patience, pressure, and constant feints and probes until I found an opening. However, if there's a better way to handle it, please let me know. So it's a really interesting question. This is in response to the video that I put out on the Top Rank card, Tuesday night fights. I didn't get to put out my Thursday night fight video yet. This is a probing jab, right? Or the controlling jab, where you want to control the lead hand to stop them from having a direct line to your line, right? Or your face, so you can stop them from being able to hit you. You want to be able to close that line, right? Close that line up, right? So that they have to use real power punches to get around your guard. So I didn't know what he meant by long guard, but their own probe, I guess is what he said. They would use their long guard every time I probe. Also, thanks for the Patreon offer. I'm highly interested. I'm only 14 at the moment, so I don't have any money. Oh, dope. To clarify, lead hand control with theirs whenever he probes. So the next step will be to bait them controlling it and attack their opening with the right hand over the top or body punch, or, you can read that stuff. That's cool. But we're going to take a look at some film to kind of talk about it. So let's see. I think it's this clip. So here we go. Right away, we have Luke Campbell coming forward, probing, right? Controlling Lomachenko and controlling Lomachenko's lead hand, right? He doesn't want Lomachenko to have a direct line of sight with his lead hand, because then all Lomachenko has to do is turn that punch over, rotate his hips, and transfer his weight into a really quick, snappy jab of his own, right? And Lomachenko is so quick at getting on and off the line, it's really important to keep him on the outside. Is it this one? That was the same one. So what does Lomachenko do? Well, he's got to find ways around that jab, right? Because this is the control of his lead hand. So the more Luke Campbell tries to control his lead hand, the more he has to find ways around it, right? Obviously, meeting him on the line in different positions, testing out that lead hand. So continuing with that theme, the lead hand control comes out, so he slips around it, looking for openings, continually trying to find a way to enter Luke Campbell's line with an attack. I don't think that's the right clip. That was the right clip. Whoops, don't open that one. So, again, slipping to the inside, finding an opening here with his jab, right? So, as you can see, he was slipping to the inside and slipping to the outside. This time when he slips to the inside, instead of just bringing his weight back to his back foot like he did in the last clip, he decides to press forward and use his weight transition to take him forward instead of backwards to see how Luke Campbell responds, right? Continuing to put pressure, change angles, and give new positions. Again, testing that lead hand, right? As Luke Campbell goes to control his lead hand, slipping off the line and then on the line. And again, looking at how Luke Campbell reacts. Now look at the position that they find themselves in, right? When he feints and he gets to the inside of that jab, Luke Campbell's lead hand is down, right? So what does that mean? That means that this is one of the positions that Lomachenko is very likely going to want to attack and follow him back. Whoops, not that one. So what does he do? Slips to the outside of that shot and then follows him back. Just continually. Whoops. So many videos open. But continually using that lead hand, right? So Lomachenko meets him to the line, and then Campbell realizes, oh, that lead hand is coming out. I have to control it because I don't want him to be able to just throw that lead hand out there next time he meets me on the line and jab me. So now Lomachenko rocks back, and as he meets him on the line again, Luke Campbell is ready to control that lead hand. But because Lomachenko has been baiting these shots, he's been slipping around, getting his work, getting into the positions that he needs to start baiting that shot. and working around it, he's able to pull counter basically that shot and land a right hand right over the top. But all of that is set up with the constant slipping and changing positions. Now notice this motion here from the back foot to the front foot is exactly the same as this one. Back foot, front foot. The only difference is he's doing it with the right hand, right? And he's able to gauge and find that opening on Luke Campbell, most likely just because Luke Campbell is not as experienced with these kind of techniques and tactics. Actually, Luke Campbell fought a fantastic fight against Vasily Lomachenko, way above the fighter grade I normally would have given him. I thought that he fought an amazing fight against Lomachenko. And even though there were a lot of opportunities like this for Lomachenko, I think that Luke Campbell fought a very fantastic kind of first and second contact fight against Lomachenko. Unfortunately, Lomachenko's super, super good, super, super smart, and was able to find more opportunities to attack Luke Campbell than Luke Campbell was able to find to control Lomachenko. But anyway, that's going to lead me into my Ryan Garcia kind of talk. I'm actually going to be doing a full film study, I think later today, on my Patreon. If you guys are interested in learning how to do tactics like this, learn how to pull counters, learn how to transition your weight, learn how to control your opponent, learn how to use your technique, and if you're interested in personalized drills, personalized film studies, and personalized critiques of your own shadowboxing, heavy bag, double end bag work, and you're looking for ways to improve in any of these techniques, check out my Patreon. It's $20 to sign up, $20 a month, and it's a lot of fun. It's really interesting. And this week we're going to be going over some of my viewers' sparring. One of my patrons wants to be pro by the end of the year, so we're going to be looking at his sparring and his sparring work, and give him some drills to kind of help take him to the next level of his fighting, his control game, and his technique. But anyway, if you guys are interested, check it out. Also, all of my post-fight film studies are going to be going on my Patreon from now on. So if you're interested in seeing any of the post-fight work or the full post-fight breakdowns, I'm posting hour-long videos almost every day to my Patreon, and sometimes multiples of them. So yeah, check it out. It's actually a really interesting and really fun place to kind of check out and learn boxing and explore boxing with other people, and mostly me because I do all the talking. But anyway, the Ryan Garcia fight is really interesting because Luke Campbell, maybe a few years ago, the Luke Campbell that fought Linares, I would probably pick Ryan Garcia to beat that guy. But the improvements that he's shown, getting up to the Lomachenko fight, and then all the time that he's had in between the Lomachenko fight to kind of get better, I'm really questioning whether or not Ryan Garcia is going to be ready for someone who was able to compete with Lomachenko. Ryan Garcia is kind of a one-weight transition fighter right now, and I'm just not sure that that's going to be enough against someone like Luke Campbell, who can, get punched in the face by Vasily Lomachenko. No, that's not what I meant. Who can control someone like this, right? Who's as good with their lead hand, controlling with both hands. This is really dangerous for someone like Ryan Garcia to have to come up against. But anyway, I'm going to be doing that film study. I may be putting something onto YouTube as well, but the film study, the full film study and full breakdown will be on Patreon. But I may do some clips to put on YouTube to talk about some techniques and some stuff as well. But anyway, thanks for guys checking out my video. And the Ryan Garcia stuff. I can't tell if this Ryan Garcia Luke Campbell thing is like they actually expect him to beat Luke Campbell, or if this is their way of saying, okay, fine, if you think that you can do a better job managing your career and you don't want to listen to us and work with us, we'll give you the fights and we'll put you in the positions that you want to be in, right? And in my mind, it's kind of like De La Hoya's like, hey, we're trying to work with you, man. If you work with us and you do what we say, yeah, you might not make $1 million in your next fight because you're going to fight a nobody, but you're also not going to get knocked out by a somebody, you know? So I can't tell if this is their way of saying to Ryan Garcia, well, if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, or if they're actually expecting him to win, because I'm not sure that Luke Campbell is a cherry. You know, I think that, you know, maybe a couple years ago he was a cherry. He was still learning on the job. He's a young kid. He's not protected. You know, and he's had some good fights, you know. And yeah, actually, I wonder also if this is like kind of in cahoots with anyone else, any of the other promoters, maybe to protect Devin Haney, because I think Campbell would beat the crap out of him, and like with a vengeance. I don't think Haney has anything for Luke Campbell, but yeah. Anyway, I'll be doing a film study on that. I don't think Ryan Garcia is going to get blown out of the water or anything, not like that. But there's some interesting things to do film study on, so I'm actually really interested to see where it goes. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you guys have any questions, maybe I'll be able to make this kind of a constant thing where I can do viewer questions and talk about that kind of stuff and answer them in video form. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you guys have a good question, put it in the comments. And the one that gets the most thumbs up will be the one question or answer that I put up. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys.